they pulled LP for this or that position. Is that in reaction to some of the, they just wanted to sell one part of the coin, or what are some of the reasons they do that for?
Wait, say that question one more time.
So when people pull LP positions, is that because they want it to keep that good price for the coin? Like what are some of the reasons that somebody would pull LP?
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why you would pull LP, because the way in which the impermanent loss has worked out, it is in your favor to no longer experience impermanent loss going in the opposite direction. So in the specific case that I just outlined, you were trying, the scenario I outlined was you were trying to buy Hex for this given price and you wanted to earn fees while doing it. Well, in order to be able to lock in that buy, you can't experience further upside with your liquidity position because you're taking the opposite side of the trade. Down here in this area right here, let's go right here. You're completely into Hex. But if the price comes out and it comes up here, you're completely into USDC.
And does that depend on the motivations of the people providing LP?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It depends completely on the motivations of people providing the LP. So some people could say, hey, I just want to earn fees. I think the price of Hex is going to go down to 1 cent and it's going to trade in this range for so long. I don't care about Hex. I don't care about the upwards price appreciation. I just want to capture the trading fees that are associated within this range that I think it's going to trade for a long time. I'm going to set my USDC here and I'm going to let it go. And when it goes above the price again, I'm going to take my money back. I haven't really experienced a loss because I just put in USDC. That's what I wanted. I wanted to maintain that dollar value. And I've collected the fees on top of that. Now, the risk for that is if the price goes lower. Because if the price goes here and then say it just tanks down to multiple zeros, then that person is now holding a coin that is going down in value. So they're losing. That's where the risk is for that specific scenario.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was just thinking because sometimes you see LP was pulled, even Hexwell sometimes will say, oh, all this was pulled, and everyone's like, oh, why? You think that's people who have motivations trying to get at a certain price?
Yeah, so let's talk about it another way. Like you can play like whale games with LP, and let's go ahead and delete all this stuff. I like drawing it out because it really helps visualize it. And I found like some of I've had a couple of consultations where I like explain LPing and like the visuals have really helped. So say you have a position. Let's say you're a whale, and you want to try to earn like a bunch of fees, but like you also want the price to go up at the same time. Because there's a counterintuitive, there's a contradictory nature to having both of those desires. If you want to earn fees on LPing, you want the position to stay within a range. And when you provide liquidity in that range, you're making it harder for the price to move in any direction. Think of the more liquidity there is, it's like moving through thicker substance. So as liquidity goes up, it's like moving through like molasses. As liquidity is going down, it's like moving through air. It's like the thickness and the amount of momentum it takes to move price increases with the more coins that are available to be traded at a certain price. But the LPers are earning more fees. So let's take this area right here. We had a decent amount of trading in this area right here. So presumably like this is a level of resistance in the future when price is going up. People will probably be selling here. So if we think that, we can be like, okay, let's put a range here. And let's put a range here. I think, we have previous price action here. This is some kind of psychological level. We'll probably get that in the future. So let's say that happens, price goes up. Let's get the path again. We get price go up exactly like this, just straight up. That's how crypto works. And then it gets into the range. So we're in the range and we're trading, and that's awesome. Cool. We're making fees. Now, the thing is, you're making fees, but sometimes whales don't just want to make fees. They want the price to also go up too. And so because you're providing resistance here to the price going up, this is what's called sell wall. When you do that, the price probably will hit the resistance and then go down. And then we'll maybe start trading here, find support somewhere else. Well, when the price goes back down, they're completely back into Hex. which is what they originally put in. And if they're a large enough player to stop the trading happening at this range, what happens if they remove it? That molasses turns into air. So when the buying comes back, all of a sudden we're able to break this level and the price has gone higher. So the whale has stopped the price moving, collected fees, the price has gone down, they've gotten full exposure to price appreciation, they've removed the thing that was causing the price suppression, and then they just allow the market to move in the direction it was going. So that's kind of like a whale game in a scenario that can be played by somebody with enough economic energy, and if they wanted to make fees. And the same goes in the opposite direction. They can place like something down here, and then they have a lot of hex. And so what they do is they put some USDC here to buy it, and then they'll like dump the price down into here. And then maybe what they'll do is they have a liquidity position here, but maybe they'll have even another position up here, right? So they'll have another one that's preventing the price to go up so that they can earn fees in this other range down here. And then whenever they're done and they're like, you know what, I'm happy with the fees, I want the price to go up, they just take it out, and now price can skyrocket again. Very simplified version, but like this is the big picture stuff of like what kind of games you can be playing if you have enough economic mass. And I'll go off on a quick tangent about that because I think it's important for us to understand. You know, with those of us who understand the way in which like T-shares work, the future, the potential of the potential of the amount of inflation that we're going to be able to get in the future by obtaining T-shares now, these kinds of options are going to be available to us in the future. So by being a more educated market participant, we can make the market more efficient and do things that are beneficial for a greater number of people. And this is something that Access Alive talks about too. That's one of his goals. And like, you know, I definitely share in that ethos where like, I want to be as educated as possible. And then I also want other people to be as educated as possible so that we can all experience mad gains together.
Benevolent LP.
Exactly. Benevolent LPing.